Here's Vaughn DeLeith in 1922.
Just one fellow for me in this world, Harry's his name, that's what I claim. Why, for every fellow there must be a girl. I found my mate by kindness of fate, for I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fill me with ecstasy. Nice as chocolate candy, and sweet as honey from the bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and he's just wild about, cannot live without, he's just crazy about me. Some fellows that like all the girls, I mean the vamps with wicked lamps. But for every fellow there must be a girl. I found my mate by kindness of fate, for I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fill me with ecstasy. Nice as chocolate candy, and sweet as honey from the bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and he's just wild about, cannot do without, he's just wild about me. He's just crazy about me.
Eubie Blake and his Shuffle Along Orchestra, 1921, Bandana Bays. Oh, I used to be really good. You should have heard me in the 80s. Top of my game. Bandana Days into I'm Just Wild About Harry, 1921, Cecil and Blake from the score of Shuffle Along, which starred Miller and Lyles, Florence Mills, and featured Cecil and Blake. Shuffle Along opened on Broadway May 23rd, 1921. Huge hit, 504 performances. Selvins Orchestra, Ben Selvin directing, September 1921, Love Will Find a Way. And Vaughn DeLeath in 1922, our second I'm Just Wild About Harry, Cecil and Blake from Shuffle Along. Eubie Blake was born in Baltimore on February 7th, maybe 1883, maybe 1887. He played rent parties and vaudeville, hooked up with lyricist and vocalist Noble Sissel in 1915. They were a team until the mid to late 20s and then again in the late 1930s. Of course, Eubie Blake was performing until just before his death in February 1983. Coming up on the big broadcast, more from Irving Aronson, Wingy Manone, and the first of two chances to pick up Archaeophone's Irving Kaufman CD. And one of you in the next week or so will be getting Frog's Blues and Jazz Annual. It's really an impressive publication with hundreds and hundreds of vintage images, record labels, vintage photos, and things from record pamphlets, catalogs. I mean, just really cool stuff from the 1920s. And that'll go to one of you listening to the big broadcast instead. Drop me a postcard or a letter to that effect, the big broadcast, WFUV, Fordham University, the Bronx, New York, 10458. Big broadcast, WFUV, Fordham University, Bronx, New York, 10458. Let me know you were listening to the big broadcast instead, or join the dozens who've already done so by email. Rich Conaty, Conaty, at WFUV.org. Make sure you include your full name and address. I'll flip a coin, whether it's email or postcards, and then pick one of you at random to get the Blues and Jazz Annual from Frog, which also includes a corresponding CD. Rich Conaty at WFUV.org. Or Big Broadcast, WFUV, Fordham University, Bronx, 10458. I won't pick that until next week. Cecil and Blake, 1925. Here's Broken Busted Blues.
I'm in a lonely state, waiting to ride this freight, all by myself, longing to grease a plate, never in time but late, never got help, craving for well, everyone knows that I am walking on my toes. Many a time I've sighed, many a time I've cried, no place to eat, no place to sleep. Look up my family tree, no one is left but me. Down in the sea, there's rest for me. This way of living, easy comes and easy goes. I've got those broken, busted blues. I feel bad, I got those can't be trusted blues. Gee, I'm sad, never got a dime, I'm only wasting time. Everybody knows that I'm changing my mind. I'm just a lonesome rolling stone. Day by day, no place that I can call my own. And I must say that there's no place like down in Alabama, where I left my mammy. I'm longing for some news, 'cause I've got those broken, busted, got those can't be trusted blues. Cruel, cruel world, oh, such a cruel world. Come on, southbound freight, come on, can't you see me standing here beside this lonely road, toting a heavy load, all by myself, all by myself. Oh, such a lonely night, not a soul in sight. Gee, what I'd give if I could live just like the rich folks, eating 3 square meals a day. I mean every day. Hard luck done found my door, walked all around my floor. Landlord did shout, brother, you got to get out. Packed up my old gripsack, put it up on my back. Done lost my home, started to roam out in the cold world. This is all that I can say, just every word that I can say. I got those broken, busted blues. I feel bad, I've got those can't be trusted blues. I feel sad out here in the cold, way down in the hole. Everybody sees that I'm a weary old soul. I'm just a lonesome rolling stone. Day by day, no place that I can call my own. And I must say that there's no place like down in Alabama where I left my mammy. I'm longing for some news, 'cause I got the broken, busted, got those can't be trusted blues. There's no place like down in Alabama where I left my mammy. I'm longing for some news, 'cause I got those broken, busted, got those can't be trusted blues. Got those broken, busted blues.
world through rose-colored glasses. Everything is rosy now. Looking at the world and everything that passes seems to rosy you somehow. Why do I feel so fried? Don't wink your eye. Needn't guess, I'll confess there's someone just said yes in a bungalow all covered with roses. I will settle down, I vow. That's why I'm looking at the world through rose-colored glasses, and everything is rosy now.
Another pair of premieres. Irving Kaufman with the Jack Pettis Band. That's, I'm pretty sure, Adrian Schubert's orchestra. That's on an Imperial record, an English Imperial. Originally, I think that came out on American Banner. June 1926, Looking at the World Through Rose-Colored Glasses. Irving Kaufman, born 120 years ago tomorrow. He died in 1976. Roy Smeck, who had a birthday yesterday. Art Kahn at the piano, 1928. Itching Fingers. Noble Sissel, Eubie Blake, 1925. Broken Busted Blues. Big broadcast Sundays on WFUV in New York. A couple of weeks ago was our Winter Offensive, the big broadcast part of WFUV's fundraiser, and the big broadcast didn't do half bad. In fact, I wasn't able to thank everybody on the air, so I'm going to take a couple of occasions tonight to thank, among others, Tim of, I think I'm saying this right, I don't know, actually I have no idea whether I'm saying it right, Kinesis, New York. Tim of Kinesis, New York, a new member, a very healthy sign. He's going to be getting the 5th Big Broadcast collection and some of that Big Broadcast coffee. An additional contribution coming in from Peter in Ronkonkoma. Thank you, Peter. He's going to get BB5. I ran into Peter a few weeks back at Sophia's. We were both taking in the Nighthawks. Here's renewing member Fred in La Crescenta, California. Thank you. Loves the big broadcast. Thank you very much. New members, Bob and Ann in Huntsville, Alabama. They're going to get the big broadcast number 5, and they allude to what else they're going to get. Alabama Public Radio, they write, their weekly Real Oldies show host tipped them off to my gig. We're really hooked after more than a year. Thanks for the great music. Bet we hear about 50 shows a year streaming into Alabama. Tonight you made us wake up and smell the coffee. Hint, hint. Big Broadcast 5 plus Big Broadcast Coffee on its way to Bob and Ann in Huntsville. Thank you all for helping out. Again, 24/7. Go to WFUV.org and click on support. Oh, my God, I'm going to talk some more. First of 2 opportunities to pick up the Irving Kaufman CD on Archaeophone. This is going to go to the first emailer who can name the band leader on the next recording. Rich Conity, C-O-N-A-T-Y, Rich Conity at WFUV.org. First one who reaches me by email with the answer to this question, who is the band leader on this next record, gets the Irving Kaufman CD on Archaeophone. It's an Irving Berlin composition, June 1926, Kaufman with the Radio Lights. Radio Lights, one of the pseudonyms used by this prolific band leader. Can you name the band leader? Rich Conity, C-O-N-A-T-Y at WFUV.org. First correct answer. Make sure you include your name and address. We'll get the Archaeophone Irving Kaufman CD.
be true. How many wonderful sweeties have you told that to? How many times has a certain feeling troubled your soul that you hit the ceiling? How many hands have you held all alone? How many lips have you pressed to your own? I'd hate to think that you kissed too many, but I'd feel worse if you hadn't kissed any. Please tell me how many times.
why I'm never blue. Let me give the credit to that new sweetie of mine. Ask me, did she answer yes? Look at me and you can guess things are gonna be fine. I wake up each morning singing merrily.
Hi-ho, the merry-o.
As long as she loves me, I can laugh at trouble. I'm happy as can be.
Hi-ho, the merry-o.
As long as she loves me, just like a rooster I keep crowing. She started something and she's got me going. Bring on all your bundles, bring 'em COD.
Hi-ho, the merry-o.
As long as she loves me.
Phil Sachs, Red Stanley, Irving Aronson and his Commanders, 1926. Hi-ho the Merry-O, as long as she loves me. Irving Kaufman with Vincent Lopez and his Casa Lopez Orchestra. 1927, Brunswick record playing it for the first time. Someday you'll say, okay. It's a Walter Donaldson song. We began with Irving Berlin's How Many Times, 1926. Irving Kaufman with The Radio Lights, one of Ben Selvins' pseudonyms. You also had the Knickerbockers and something he used for movie songs, but I can't remember. Anyhow, that was Ben Selvin as the Radio Lights with Irving Kaufman in 1926. How many times? Congratulations to Anne in San Francisco. She was the first to reach me with that answer. She's going to be getting the Irving Kaufman CD on the Archaeophone label. A little bit later, phone callers will get a shot at the same CD. Big broadcast on WFUV.
Ronnie Eyes, Clifton Music joins you in supporting WFUV. Clifton Music, selections from the 1950s and 60s since 1972. Now the 1920s and 30s, too. 1135 Main Avenue, Clifton, New Jersey. Telephone 973-365-0049. www.cliftonmusic.com. Long Island's Tillis Center joins you in supporting WFUV and presents Monterey Jazz Festival on tour February 13th. Featuring pianist Kenny Barron with the Kenny Barron Trio, violinist Regina Carter, Kurt Elling on vocals, and Russell Malone on guitar. Info for an evening with Monterey Jazz Festival alums at tilliscenter.org or 1-800-745-3000.
Big... Oh, where did that come from? Big broadcast. Sundays on WFUV in New York. Here's Scrappy Lambert, Irving Aronson and his Commanders, 1929.
I could show the world how to smile. I could be glad all the while. I could change the gray skies to blue if I had you. I could leave the old days behind, leave all my pals, I'd never mind. I could start my life all anew if I had you. I could climb the snow-capped mountains, sail the muddy ocean wide. I could cross the burning desert if I had you by my side. I could be a king, dear, uncrowned, humble or poor, rich or renowned. There is nothing I couldn't do if I had you.
ba-da-da-da, you'll fall outrageously, contagious naturally. It makes the old folks out their ages buffalo, wash away the day go. It puts new life in their shoes. Sure as the bomb from Bago, lifts them right out of the blue. It's tight that Slimmy Hawk, just right that Slimmy Hawk, that dot will live on history's pages.
Big broadcast where we began with Scrappy Lambert, Irving Aronson and his Commanders, 1929, If I Had You. From August 1930, Barbecue Joe and his Hot Dogs, that's Wingy Manone, Wingy's composition, Tar Paper Stomp. Finally, in 1931, the Three Ginks. I used to be known as the Fourth Ginks. Roy Fox's band, That Lindy Hop. Andy Rassoff, U.B. Blake from the Blackbirds of 1930. That was last played on the big broadcast of February 1st, 2004. Remember? Still ahead, 8 of your requests beginning at the top of the next hour. If you want to add to next Sunday's list, 718-365-9070, 718-365-9070, or Rich Conity at WFUV.org. 2 more from the score of Blackbirds of 1930, one of the stars. Ethel Waters, You're Lucky to Me.
Never since a child was I reconciled by the folks who laugh at boogaboos. Hoodoos haunted me, trailed me constantly, till the day you came my way like good news. Whenever you're near, all my fears disappear, dear. It's plain as can be, you're lucky to me. My only luck charms are your 2 loving arms. Anybody can see you're lucky to me. No harm can happen to me anymore. I'm writing 13s all over my door. My mother and dad thought that my luck was bad. No, like me they agree, you're lucky to me. Now whenever you're near, all my fears disappear, dear. It's plain as can be, you're lucky lucky to me. My only luck charms are your two big strong arms, and anybody can see you're just lucky to me. No harm can happen to me anymore, and I'm writing 13 all over my door. My mother and dad thought that my luck was bad, but now like me they agree, baby, you're lucky to me. Waddle, waddle, waddle.
This is WFUV and WFUV HD New York. We're member-supported public radio broadcasting from Fordham, the Jesuit University of New York. Hear us at 90.7 FM and WFUV.org.
blue days blew over, and I was right in clover when you came Good luck has only started. I'm happy as can be. No more tears, no more fears can come my way. 'Cause I know, cheerio, you're here to stay. I'll say my blue days blew over, yes sir, completely over, when you came back to me.
Dick Robertson, Eubie Blake and his orchestra, June 1931, My Blue Days Blew Over. Al Bowley, the Roy Fox Band, 1931, Memories of You. And Ethel Waters, 1930, You're Lucky to Me. First two written by Andy Rassoff and Eubie Blake for the Blackbirds of 1930. Eubie Blake was born either 123 or 127 years ago today. He died in 1983. I'm Rich Conity. This is the Big Broadcast on WFUV in New York. And you know, I'm almost too reachable. I'm very transparent. Of course, you can email me anytime at all, richconity@wfuv.org. You can also see if I've tweeted anything lately. Twitter.com/Rich Conity, one word, RICHCONATY, Twitter.com/Rich Conity. My very own Facebook profile, out in the open for all to see. I have no secrets. BigBroadcast.com, BigBroadcast.com takes you to my Facebook page, and the Facebook fan site set up by my friend Tina, friendsofthebigbroadcast.com. Friendsofthebigbroadcast.com takes you to the Big Broadcast fan site on Facebook, bigbroadcast.com to me, and twitter.com/Rich Conity. Here is another selection from my traveling CD, some of the music I had with me in Arizona. Here's Leon Redbone in the year 2000 from his CD, Anytime.
The dew is hanging diamonds on the clover. The moon is listening to the nightingale. And while we're lost in dreams, the world around us seems like a Louisiana fairy tale. The wind is softly singing through the willows as hand in hand we stroll along the trail. And love is at its high, enchanting us tonight, like a Louisiana fairy tale. Is this real, this fascination? Are my dreams holding you fast? Are we here on a plantation? Or could this be heaven at last? Keep dreaming with your head upon my shoulder, and don't awake until the stars grow pale. The world is at our feet, the picture is complete, like a Louisiana fairy tale. Is this real, this fascination? Are my dreams holding you fast? Are we here on a plantation? Or could this be heaven at last? Keep dreaming with your head upon my shoulder, and don't awake until the stars grow pale. The world is at our feet, the picture is complete, like a Louisiana fairy tale.
It's Rockin' Roots Radio, WFUV, New York.
Pack up your sins and go to the devil in Hades. You meet the finest of gentlemen and the finest of ladies. they'd rather be down below than up above. Hades is full of thousands of Jonesies and Browns, oh holy hands, Cohens and Brady's. You'll hear a heavenly tune that went to the devil because the jazz bands, they started picking it, then put a trick in it, a jazzy kick in it. They've got a couple of old reformers in heaven, making them go to bed at 11. Pack up your sins and go to the devil, and you never have to go to bed at all.
Big broadcast and a Maven quest. Ella Fitzgerald, the Chick Webb Orchestra, 1938, Pack Up Your Sins and Go to the Devil. An Irving Berlin composition that goes back to 1922. That recording last played on May 10th, 1998. And we'll hear the Whiteman version from 1922 in about 10 minutes. Taft Jordan and his mob, including Teddy Wilson and Johnny Mintz, February 1935, Louisiana Fairy Tale. And we began with Leon Redbone, round 2000, Louisiana Fairy Tale. That was Arnie Kinsella on the drums. He'll be playing tomorrow night at Sophia's with Vince Giordano's Nighthawks on West 46th Street. I'm Rich Conity. This is the Big Broadcast, 90.7 FM, WFUV in New York, with a stream at WFUV.org. Next Sunday night, Big Broadcast 1900, with the songs of Bert Kalmar, Walter Donaldson, Harold Arlen, Wayne King and his orchestra. Your requests beginning at 10 o'clock. And don't forget, if you write or email, I listen to the Big Broadcast instead, you've got a shot at that Frog Blues and Jazz Annual plus the corresponding CD. Just write me. I listen to the Big Broadcast instead. Emails too, Rich Conity, Conaty, WFUV.org. Otherwise, Big Broadcast, WFUV, Fordham University, the Bronx, New York, 10458. And let me know that you listen to the Big Broadcast instead. Here's an immediate giveaway, the Archaeophone Irving Kaufman CD. We just heard contrasting performances of Louisiana Fairy Tale. That was the theme song to a PBS series. Which one? If you know or think you know, and you haven't won something from me before and you'd like that Kaufman CD, give me a holler, 718-365-9070, 718-365-9070. Here's an E-Quest. Albert Short and his Tivoli Syncopators, Wayne King's in the reed section, 1923 Sobbin' Blues. may be wrong, but I think I skipped the middle record. We just heard Paul Whiteman's orchestra in 1922, Pack Up Your Sins and Go to the Devil. Just heard it by Ella Fitzgerald and the Chick Webb Orchestra from Irving Berlin's Music Box Review. We began with Albert Short and his Tivoli Syncopators, 1923, and Sobbin' Blues. Let's see if this is Sissel and Blake.
But it's hard to love some gal when that some gal don't love you. I'm so disgusted, heartbroken too. I've got the downhearted blues. Once I was crazy about that gal. She mistreated me all the time. The next gal I get, she's got to promise to be mine, all mine. 'Cause she mistreated me and she drove me from her door. Yes, she mistreated me and she drove me from her door, just like a tramp from a door. But the good book says, though you reap just what you sow. Got the world in a jug and got the stopper in my hand. Got the world in a jug and got the stopper in my hand, right in my hand. And if you want me, you must come under my command, my very command. If I could only find the gal, oh, how happy I would be, how happy I'd be. If the good Lord every night I pray, please send my gal back to me. I've almost worried myself to death, wondering why she went away. But just wait and see, she's gonna want me back some sweet day, or maybe a week, or maybe a month or two. I said maybe a week, or maybe a month or two. I mean a month or two. But all the dirt you did to me will come home to you, right back home to you. Women in my life. Say I ain't never loved but 3 women in my life, in my whole life. Was my mother, my sister, the woman what wrecked my life. She wrecked my life. No, I got the blues.
Okay, now we're caught up. I feel better. Noble Sissel and Eubie Blake, an upgrade. That's the HMV issue of Downhearted Blues, May 1923. I had been playing the Victor, but this one is a bit better. Still ahead on the big broadcast, Jan Garber, the Redheads, and Rudy Valley when Yuba plays the rumba on the tuba. I played 2 versions of Louisiana Fairy Tale. Taft Jordan and his mob and Leon Redbone. I asked you from what PBS series what PBS show used that as a theme song? Actually, they used the Fats Waller record, and of course it was the Bob Vila era of This Old House, and a ton of you got the right answer, but Stephen of Hackensack was the first to reach me, so he's going to get that Irving Kaufman CD on the Archaeophone label. Big broadcast on WFUV. Here's Eubie Blake in 1921, Sounds of Africa.
upwards to me. There's no use to take any vow. I felt all along that something was wrong. Your eyes seemed to show it somehow. You know you belong to somebody else, so why don't you leave me alone? You know someone else has a claim to your heart, and you should consider before you start. I know you're not true, and you'd fool me too, the same as you're fooling the one who loves you. You know you belong to somebody else, so why don't you leave me alone?
big broadcast and a BB quest. June 1923, Brooks Johns Orchestra, directed by Jack Shilkret. Brooks doing the crooning on BB. Irving Kaufman recording for the Vocalion label in 1923. You know you belong to somebody else, so why won't you leave me alone? U.B. Blake, 1921, with his composition Sounds of Africa. Big broadcast Sundays on WFUV in New York, where, among others, we honor vocalist Irving Kaufman. He was born 120 years ago tomorrow. He died in 1976. With the Lou Gold Orchestra, here's Irving Kaufman, September 1928, and Come On, Baby. Harry Reeser I missed back on the 17th of January. He was featured on a tune that he helped to write, Steppin' Around. Jan Garber and his orchestra, 1926. We heard the Redheads, Red Nichols, Miff Mole, Pee Wee Russell, Arthur Shutt, Vic Burton, and Wingy Manone, Baltimore. Jimmy McHugh composition, 1927. Come On Baby. I think Archie Gottler had a hand in that. 1928, Irving Kaufman, Lou Gold and his orchestra. Big broadcast. Sundays on WFUV in New York. I mentioned earlier I didn't get a chance to thank everybody who helped out the big broadcast during our fundraiser a couple of Sundays ago. Let's add Keith of Manhattan. Keith of Manhattan is a new member, is going to be getting the big broadcast Volume 5 and the big broadcast coffee from my friends at Strong Tree Coffee in Hudson, New York. We've got a lapsed member who came back aboard, John in Croton-on-Hudson. He's going to be getting BB5. Thank you to Robert of Manhattan for the contribution. And another new one, Scott of Jackson Heights, not far from where I went to grammar school. He's going to be getting the big broadcast 5 and that big broadcast coffee. Thanks to all of you who helped out the show during the fundraiser. It's never too late, you know. Go to WFUV.org and click on support.
Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks join you in supporting WFUV. Vince and his 11-piece band play 1920s and 30s music, Mondays 8 to 11 p.m., downstairs at Sophia's Restaurant next to the Hotel Edison, 221 West 46th Street, 212-719-5799.
When you support WFUV, you also support the artists.
Hey, this is John Hyatt.
This is Emmylou Harris.
Hey, this is John Mayall.
Keep their music on the radio. Visit WFUV.org or call 877-WFUV-907.
Shaking like a leaf on a tree that's coming loose from the stem. Shaking like a leaf on a tree because I'm coming loose, my man. I'm like a weeping willow, weeping on my pillow. For years and years there ain't no sweet man that's worth the salt of my Down and down he dragged me like a fiend he nagged me. For years and years there ain't no sweet man that's worth the salt of my Although I may be blue, still I'm through. I must tell him goodbye rather than have that man gonna lay me down and just die. Oh, broken-hearted sisters, aggravated misters, lend me your ears. There ain't no sweet man that's worth the salt of mine.
song without words. What good is a tree without birds? What good is a rose without you? And what good am I without you? Now that I'm used to you, I'd be so blue if we should ever part. I've grown so used to you. The things you do are part of me, sweetheart. You kiss my way, you love my way, and why should you try someone new? If you should say we're through, what would I do now that I'm used to you? Now that I'm used to you, I'd be so blue if we should ever part. I've grown so used to you. The things you do are part of me, sweetheart. You kiss my way, you love my way, and why should you try someone new? If you should say we're through, what would I do now that I'm used to you?
He was homely, he was dumb, and so was Juba. Just a big ambitious bum, he wouldn't do so much as chew a piece of gum, so this is news to me. I understand her, he's an overnight success, he's in demand her. Why, I never could have guessed. Well, he found a big bass tuba, then he bummed his way to Cuba, and the rest is history. Down in Havana, there's a funny-looking booba. He plays the rumba on the tuba down in Cuba. Oh, any sap will sell an apple, but this chap would rather grapple with his oompa, oompa, oompa. They prefer it to the booba, dooba, dooba. They love the rumba on the tuba down in Cuba. It doesn't take him very long to get a tumble, for all the rumba lovers go into their rumble. Oh, how I'd like to be his double, for without a bit of trouble with his oompa, 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 he can knock 11 ladies for a looper. They love the rumba on the tuba down in Cuba. He's not a greenhorn, he blows a mean horn, a must be seen horn. Oh, he's a whiz. Why, all Havana loves this funny-looking booba. He plays the rumba on the tuba down in Cuba. I can't believe it, but they tell us every peanut vendor's jealous of its oompa, oompa, oompa. They prefer it to the boopa, doopa, doopa. They love the rumba on the tuba down in Cuba. They love his oompa, 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 oompa. He's not a greenhorn, he blows a mean horn, a must be seen horn. Oh, he's a whiz. Why, all Havana loves this funny-looking booba who plays the rumba on the tuba down in Cuba. He's getting wealthy, strong, and hearty thanks to plenty good Bacardi and his oompa, oompa, oompa. Oh, he knocked the booba doopa for a loopa. They love the rumba on the tuba down in Cuba. They love his oompa, 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 oompa.
Rudy Valley, his Connecticut Yankees, 1931, a bulletin board quest, a Herman Hupfeld hit, I Missed, when Yuba plays the rumba on the tuba, 1931. Irving Kaufman in April 1929, an OK record in need of an upgrade, Used to You. To Silver Brown Henderson and Jolson from Say It With Songs. We heard the Rhythm Boys, Harry Barris, Al Rinker, and Bing Crosby, the sweet trio of Jack Fulton, Charlie Gaylord, and Austin Young. Paul Whiteman's orchestra with Bix and Tram, 1928. Your idea. There ain't no sweet man that's worth the salt of my tears. Fred Fisher's song. Still ahead on the big broadcast, Nick Lucas, Mamie Smith, and Tony Martin. The Fordham Graduate English Association announces its upcoming conference featuring panels on the themes of sex, death, and boredom. Coincidentally, though, that's the name of my attorneys in literature. That's on Friday, February 12th at Fordham University's Lincoln Center campus in Manhattan, the city. The event is free and open to all. For more information, visit fordham.edu/sex, death, and boredom. Here's Hoagie Carmichael, the Gene Goldkett Orchestra. Last played this back in 2004. Kansas City, 1927. This tune stuck in my head the last week or so because Leon Redbone did it. So tired.
I'm so tired of being alone, sitting at home this way all day. That's not right. That's why I'm weary, and even my eyes are dreary. Why must you wander and roam? I said roam. And though you keep drifting, and we're far apart, My arms are empty, but never my heart. Never. I'm so tired of yearning for your returning. So tired of waiting on you. That's right.
This is WFUV and WFUV-HD, New York. We're member-supported public radio broadcasting from Fordham, the Jesuit University of New York. Hear us at 90.7 FM and WFUV.org.
donkey, start cutting loose, get honky-tonky. It's a good excuse, let your feelings run wild. Shake feet plenty, don't be haughty. Work double 20, that means 40. Make noise entry, act just like big child. Oh, got such, well, you know what I want to say. Hot much, that tempo sure is hot that way. I'll bet a dime against a donut. Other than they may come and go, but when you learn donkey, you will want it to stay.
Big broadcast and a pair of Messina quests. Dave Wilborn, McKinney's Cotton Pickers, Ed Cuffey on trombone, Prince Robinson tenor, John Nesbitt on trumpet, Zonky, Fats Waller's song, February 1930. Prior to that, a Nesbitt arrangement, Peggy, 1929, McKinney's Cotton Pickers with City to Paris, Don Redman himself, Claude Jones. Hoagie Carmichael with the Gene Goldkett Orchestra, Kansas City, 1927, and So Tired. Big broadcast on WFUV in New York. Here's Mamie Smith in February 1931, Golfing Papa.
Golfing Dan was a golfing man. He'd golf from morn till night. He had a mama, a loving mama. He didn't treat her right. He'd come home all tired out, and right to bed he'd go. His mama soon got tired of this, and these words she whispered low. She says, Golfing Papa, you're way over par. You'll have to stop putting on the green. You've had your way on the fairway. You know just what I mean. Now your staunch is perfect, your aim is true. But Papa, when you drive, you fail to follow through. Golfing Papa, you're way over par. You'll have to stop putting on the green. Use your niblet, you'll have to stop putting on the green. Now what you need is a golfing coach. You're all right on your drive, but bad on your approach. What you want, your mama has got. But son, you'd better practice your explosion shot. Now listen, Papa, you must learn your stuff. 'Cause when you drive, you slice and go right in the rough. From paying green fees, you've got me broke. Your shafts are bent and now you've lost your master stroke. So pack your golf bag, you've had your fun. I found another man who's made a hole in one. Golfing Papa, you're way over par. You'll have to stop putting on the green. Turn in your scorecard. You'll have to stop putting on the green.
in Lover's Lane. I'll wait to meet you where we kissed adieu, when it's moonlight down in Lover's Lane. I hope and pray that the moon's mellow light will guide you here, dear, to my arms tonight. We'll join the crowd and go strolling again, when it's moonlight down in Lover's Lane.
Like someone that hasn't any country, like a stranger visiting from Mars, I went around alone, just like a rolling stone, until I read a message in the stars. It must have been moon glow, way up in the blue. It must have been moon glow that led me straight to you. I still hear you saying, dear one, hold me fast. And I start in praying, oh Lord, please let this last. We seem to float right through the air. Heavenly songs seem to come from everywhere. When there's moon glow way up in the blue, I always remember that moon glow gave me you. I still hear you saying, dear one, hold me fast. And I started praying, oh Lord, please let this last. We seem to float right through the air. Heavenly songs seem to come from everywhere. And now when there's moon glow way up in the blue, I always remember that moon glow gave me.
Isn't that a lovely record? Nick Lucas in 1934, Moonglow. Harmon Nelson, he was married to Betty Davis. Irving Aronson and his Commanders, 1933, another first-timer. a record that has escaped me for almost 1,900 weeks. Moonlight Down in Lover's Lane. Mamie Smith, 1931, Golfing Papa, big broadcast, WFUV. Next week, Wayne King and his orchestra, plus the songs of Walter Donaldson, Harold Arlen, and Bert Kalmar. Your requests beginning in the third hour. 718-365-9070, 718-365-9070, or Rich Conaty, Conaty at WFUV.org. You know, you can do your Valentine's Day shopping online and at the very simultaneously support WFUV. Here's what you have to remember. And I know with thoughts of love in your head, it's hard to think clearly, but just try to remember to start at WFUV.org and click on that shopping cart. You can choose anything, chocolates, flowers, lingerie, at no additional cost, I guess unless you're buying jumbo, while supporting WFU. This is coming from Mr. XXL. Simply go to but not in lingerie, thank you very much. Simply go to WFUV.org and look for that shopping cart. There are big broadcast picks, but they're a lot harder to find than they used to be. You can find them on the FUV bulletin board, which I think you get to at thebigbroadcast.net. I've also put the link up either on my own Facebook page or the Big Broadcast fan site, WFUV.org, and shop away for lingerie. Me buckos.
Ronnie Eyes, Clifton Music joins you in supporting WFUV. Clifton Music, selections from the 1950s and 60s since 1972. Now the 1920s and 30s, too. 1135 Main Avenue, Clifton, New Jersey. Telephone 973-365-0049. www.cliftonmusic.com.
WFUV wants to strike a chord for affordable housing. If your organization works to build or preserve housing for low to moderate income residents in the tri-state region, let us know about it. WFUV may be able to help promote your efforts. You'll find an online application at wfuv.org/strikeachord. WFUV and you, striking a chord together in our community.
Big broadcast honoring Wingy Manone. The trumpeter and vocalist was born in New Orleans on February 13, 1904. He was playing on riverboats by the age of 17, made his first records in 1924, traveled to, among other places, Chicago, New York. In the mid-1940s, he was playing at Jimmy Ryan's, then mostly back on the West Coast. He was working into the 1970s. He died in July 1982. The New Orleans Rhythm Kings with Sidney Aridin, George Brunies, and Wingy Manone, 1934, Blue in the Blues. No, wait a minute. That wasn't supposed to be there yet. I think this was.
Most books inspire a great ambition to gain position and fame. I'll reach the goal I seek without books. All other outlooks are tame. It's love I'm after. I don't want to be a millionaire. The only thing on earth for which I care is love. For love and laughter, I'd give everything that I possess. The perfect synonym for happiness is love. Rich men, poor men, beggar men, thieves feel the way I do, because each one of them believes he'll find somebody like you. It's love I'm after. It may make me rise or make me fall, but it's love I'm after all. Rich man, poor man, beggar man, thieves feel the way I do, because each one of them believes he'll find somebody like you. It's love I'm after. It may make me rise or make me fall, but it's love I'm after all.
Dustiest, the winds are the gustiest, the gates are the rustiest, the pies are the crustiest, the songs the lustiest, the friends the trustiest, way back home. The trees are the sappiest, the days are the nappiest, the dogs are the yappiest, the kids are the scrappiest, the jokes the snappiest, the folks the happiest, way back home. Don't know why I left that homestead, I really must confess, I'm just a weary exile, singing my song of loneliness. loneliness. The grass is the springiest, the bees are the stingiest, the birds are the wingiest, the bells are the ringiest, the heart's the singiest, the arms the clingiest, way back home.
Big broadcast with Skippy Karlstrom. Irving Aronson and his Commanders, 1935, way back home. Irving Aronson was born on February 7th, 1895. He died in 1963. Tony Martin by request. He'll be turning 98 Christmas Day. Los Angeles, September 1936. It's Love I'm After. The New Orleans Rhythm Kings with Wingy Manone on cornet, 1934, Blue in the Blues. Big broadcast. Coming up, Chick Bullock, Noble Sissel, and Louis Armstrong. Here's Wingy and his orchestra with Matty Matlock, Eddie Miller, Ray Baduke, 1935, Isla Capri.
All over that aisle. Oh, Capri, what you done to me? Oh, Capri, can't you see? Oh, Capri, swing with me on the Isle of Capri. You done brought me down low and low with patches on my pants and I lost all my dough. Now listen to me if you really want to know. I don't want to be on this island no more. Oh, Capri, on the aisle, I'ma swing you down in the latest style. Now listen, little trumpet, bear with me. I can blow you off the Isle of Capri.
Back in 1880, when young Grandpapa first kissed you, every young man's heart you stole away. Everybody loved you then, for no one could resist you, and you have that same sweet charm today. Those gentle far-off times are past, life today is much too fast, but that charm will always last, although you're old and gray. Little old lady passing by, catching everybody's eye. You have such a charming manner, sweet and shy. Little old bonnet set in place, and a smile on your face. You're a perfect picture in your lavender and lace. Little smile of welcome here, a little ray of sunshine there. Everyone is glad to meet you, walking around the square. Little old lady, time for tea. Here's a kiss, 2 or 3. You're just like that little old lady I hold dear to me. For tea, here's a kiss, 2 or 3. You're just like that little old lady I hold dear to me.
Yes, yes, there'll be no low moaning or kicking, but there'll be cornbread and fried chicken. There'll be no picking cotton, cotton will be forgotten at the Alabama barbecue. There'll be no high preaching or praying, but there'll be some swinging and swaying. There'll be no baptizing, but there'll be harmonizing at the Alabama barbecue. Keep those banjos strumming, keep things humming. This great day's coming to you. Yeah! There'll be no time for complaining, but there'll be sunshine and no raining. There'll be no room for Satan, but they'll be celebrating at the Alabama barbecue. There'll be no low moaning or kicking, but there'll be good old cornbread and fried chicken. There'll be no picking cotton, cotton will be forgotten at the Alabama barbecue. There'll be no high preaching or praying. There'll be no swinging and there'll be no swaying. There'll be no baptizing, but there'll be harmonizing at the Alabama barbecue. Keep those banjos strumming, keep things humming. This great day's coming to you. Preaching boy. There'll be no time for complaining, but there'll be good old sunshine and no raining. There'll be no room for Satan, but we'll be celebrating at the Alabama barbecue. Yeah! Oh, yeah, dog. Yes, yeah. Glory, glory.
Keep things humming, this great day's coming to you.
Yeah.
No time for complaining, but there'll be sunshine and no raining. There'll be no room for Satan, but there'll be celebrating at the Alabama barbecue. At the Alabama barbecue.
Another pair of your pleadings, the Ink Spots, February 1937, Alabama Barbecue. The street singer Arthur Tracy in 1937, and a song written by Stanley Adams and Hoagie Carmichael, Little Old Lady. Wingy Minot, 1935, his big hit, The Isle of Capri, big broadcast.
Long Island Stilla Center joins you in supporting WFUV and presents Monterey Jazz Festival on tour February 13th, featuring pianist Kenny Barron with the Kenny Barron Trio, violinist Regina Carter, Kurt Elling on vocals, and Russell Malone on guitar. Info for an evening with Monterey Jazz Festival alums at tillicenter.org or 1-800-745-3000.
Big broadcast with Wingy Minot, Adrian Rollini's Taproom Gang, including Putney Dandridge and Marty Marsala. June 1935, Weatherman.
Say, Nappy, I sure am cold.
Man, I'm kind of chilly myself. I wonder if this weatherman gonna let this keep up like this.
Well, why don't you call up the weatherman?
I'll call up the weatherman, but what you want me to tell him?
Weatherman, once the skies were blue, now each day is cold and gray. Won't you push the clouds
Big
away?
job.
I can endure that temperature.
Oh, boy.
Weatherman, I can depend on you.
You know you can.
In my heart there's a chill. Where there used to be a thrill, I need my gal.
Yeah.
Weatherman,
When we tell him not to, hold a while, weatherman.
the wind was blowing, I shake and shiver. My thoughts are going down to the river.
I hope he
baby.
don't drown, Jack.
The night is stormy, do something for me. You know my share of fair weather is long overdue. Weatherman,
You want me to tell him that too?
see what you can do.
Do the best you can for this boy, weatherman.
Take the sun, make it shine. Find my gal and make her wine. Oh, change your plan. You know you can, weatherman.
she pretty? Oh, buddy, ain't she a beauty? Look at the hair, I look at the curls, I look at the teeth, I look at the pearls. Oh, look at there, ain't she pretty? She looks like a beautiful wax doll, and you are bound to fall. I like the dress, I like the hose, I like the hat, I like the pose. Oh, look at there, ain't she pretty? The dress, I like the hose, like the hat, like the pose. Oh, look at there, ain't she pretty? Ain't she pretty?
Noble Sissel and his orchestra featuring Sidney Bechet, 1937, Bandana Days. Sissel and Blake from the score of Shuffle Along. Chick Bullock, Clarence Williams Orchestra, 1933. Look at there, ain't she pretty? In there, Ed Allen, Cecil Scott on guitar, Roy Smeck. He was born 110 years ago yesterday. He died in 1994. Wingy Manone, Adrian Rollini's Taproom Gang, 1935, weatherman. Wingy Manone, born 106 years ago Saturday. He died in 1982. Here he is with the Harlem Hot Shots, 1935. No, wait a minute. That's not it. You know, I'm running out of time here, and I really can't afford, but I had the wrong disc in. So just speak among yourselves. I mean, this is going to be, archived, and, researchers years from now are going to be listening to this. Right? Okay.
She went away, my life is all wrong. All the days are slow, the nights are so long. Without you, dear, I just can't get along. The blues have got me, blues have got me. Many times I tried to feel like I should, but each time I cried, it don't do no good. I don't believe now in knocking on wood. The blues have got me. Baby, can't you see, dear, you the one I'm needing. You the one I'm longing for. Each new day brings me loneliness. I can't forget your sweet caress. Though the skies are gray and dark up above, each and every day I pray for your love. You'll be the only one I'm thinking of. The blues have got me, blues have got me. Whenever you're near,
All my fears disappear, dear, it's plain as can be. You're lucky to me. Oh, my only love charms are your two loving arms. Anybody can see that you're lucky to me. Now, baby, no harm can happen to me anymore. I'm writing 13s all over my door. Now, my mother and dad thought that my luck was bad. Now, like me, they agree. Oh, you're lucky to me.
Virginia, call me back to your little mountain shack. I've a sweet taste in my mouth, Virginia. For those lips as sweet as golden wine, and oh the mine, why I ain't had a kiss since we parted by the old pine tree. There's a Blue Ridge in my heart, Virginia mine.
Wrapped up the big broadcast with Irving Kaufman, a Sam Lannon group, Chick Nelson's Collegians, 1926. There's a Blue Ridge in my heart, Virginia. Andy Rassoff, Eubie Blake from the Blackbirds of 1930. You're Lucky to Me, Louis Armstrong, Los Angeles, October 1930. Wingy Minot, 1935. The Blues Have Got Me. Next week, Harold Arlen, Walter Donaldson, Burt Kalmar, Wayne King, Rhythm Saved the World, Aloha, and God Bless America.
This is WFUV and WFUV-HD New York. We're member-supported public radio broadcasting from Fordham, the Jesuit University of New York. Hear us at 90.7 FM and WFUV.org.